Welcome to the Robbins Regional Wrap, your one-stop shop for all your Houston County news. I'm Megan Western. Each week we're taking you through what's happening in Houston County, Warner Robins, Robins Air Force Base, and your very own neighborhood. Now the fight is over for insurance coverage for a transgender Houston County deputy. That reached a crucial turn this week. A federal appeals court ruled in favor of the county's insurance plan that denies gender-affirming surgery for Anna Lang. The first two rulings favored Lang, but that decision overruled them. This reportedly cost the county more than $2 million. Elizabeth Hunter talked to Lang's legal team about where they go from here.
I am disappointed that justice is going to take longer for Sergeant Lang to achieve.
Since 2019, Anna Lang has been in a legal battle with Houston County. She claims their health insurance policy violates federal law by denying coverage for gender-affirming surgery.
There cannot be discrimination in how benefits are provided to employees, and that includes against transgender people.
On Tuesday, the Federal Court of Appeals for the 11th Circuit ruled that the insurance plan did not unlawfully discriminate. This decision overturned previous rulings in 2022 and 2024 that sided with Lang.
The exclusion for the health insurance coverage for Sergeant Lang's gender-affirming care was not facially discriminatory under Title VII.
Kelly Perry Johnson is on Lang's legal team. She says the court made this decision because of the 2025 Supreme Court ruling in U.S. versus Scrimeti. The Supreme Court ruled that Title VII protections against sex discrimination do not require employers to cover gender-affirming care if the exclusion is non-discriminatory. Perry Johnson says this ruling does not stop them from pursuing other avenues.
We'd be looking at either filing a petition for certiorari to the Supreme Court to ask them to review the case, or we'd be going back to the district court level to have a jury trial on these claims.
Perry Johnson says Lang's surgery would have cost a little less than $26,000, but their team estimates Houston County has now spent close to $2 million defending their policy.
Providing Sergeant Lang the medical care that all parties agree is medically necessary for her would be a drop in the bucket compared to the amount that they've spent on this case.
Now, we reached out to Houston County Chairman Dan Perdue for comment on the case and the amount spent on the case, but he said he would not comment. And a Houston County family has gone 5 years without answers after their loved one disappeared in 2020. Jesus Mencia Velez was just 22 when he left on a trip and never returned. Jasmine Lee shares how his family is turning their heartbreak into action as they start searching on their own.
More than 1,800 days. That's how long the family of Jesus Mencia Velez has been searching for answers.
It's a lot of feelings that come out when you think about our situation.
Waiting, hoping, and praying. And for his sister Gisela Mencia, the pain has turned into frustration. She says she's convinced investigators aren't doing enough and that her family plans to start searching themselves, determined not to let his case fade away.
For them, it's just a number. For me, for my family members, it's a case number. It's our loved one, and we need to know what happened to him.
On September 5th, 2020, Jesus Mencia Velez left home for a trip with friends and never returned. His Chevy Tahoe was found abandoned on a dirt road in Crawford County. The GBI says they recovered a camera from the vehicle, but it didn't belong to him, raising more questions the family has been desperate to answer. The case remains open, but after 5 years of waiting, his family says they feel shut out.
We don't hear anything new. Nothing new. They always say the same thing. It's an ongoing investigation. We can share details with you guys.
For his niece, Daisy Mencia, the loss feels like a shadow hanging over every family gathering. She says he was more than an uncle, he was a light.
It hurts because not knowing he's not there and stuff, but we try to be strong for him and everything, but yeah, things are not the same.
Now, their message isn't just about hope, it's about action. They're asking anyone with information to come forward to help a family find peace. Reporting in Houston County, Jasmine Lee, 13 WMAZ News.
The GBI is still investigating. If you have any information, you can call the GBI at 478-987-4545. And Warner Robins is getting closer to finishing a long-awaited project. They say it's designed to strengthen its police force for years to come. The city broke ground in March on a new police training center that included tearing down the old to make way for the new. Jasmine Lee takes us inside for an exclusive look at where the project stands now.
Inside Warner Robins' new police training center, the city's vision is taking shape. After months of work, crews are adding finishing touches to a space designed to transform how officers train.
What will be the defensive tactics training room.
And Chief Wayne Fisher believes it's unlike anything the department's had before.
To allow us to have one structure to maintain as far as for operation and administrative purposes for training, as well as for us to be able to conduct multiple levels of training in here.
The old training center was built in the 1980s, not designed for today's police work or the size of the force. Officers currently train in multiple locations, sharing spaces meant for other operations.
We're having to do that down at the law enforcement center roll call room, and what's happening is you're competing needs at different times through the day through that space.
But the new facility changes that, centralizing classrooms, defensive tactics rooms, and administrative offices under one roof. And it's nearly 3 times larger than the building it replaces.
In the corner, you see the ground-based utility point for it, so the podium will be there as well.
It's designed with growth in mind, including space to host joint trainings for agencies from across Central Georgia.
We do the physical assessment on-site, but we do the academic assessments off-site. So this allows us in this one facility here to be able to accomplish and bring everything in for one location point to accomplish that goal set.
The project cost is covered by SPLOST dollars approved by Houston County voters in 2018. Reporting in Warner Robins, Jasmine Lee, 13 WMAZ News.
Chief Fisher says the building is expected to be ready for use by December. And Warner Robins is also moving forward with plans to revitalize its downtown area. This month, the city bought a key Young Avenue property for $500,000, opening the door for new development there. It could even include multifamily housing. Council also approved nearly $120,000 for demolition and hazardous material cleanup. Mayor LaRonda Patrick says it's all a part of Operation Reawaken, the city's push to turn Commercial Circle into a vibrant community.
Building a downtown for everyone, some great green spaces, great restaurants, great boutiques and shops, something you can do from the time you wake up in the morning until you go to bed at night, family friendly, even for pets.
City leaders told us the next scheduled demolition in the area is set for early October. Now here's another project to be excited about. BJ's Wholesale Club is finally open. Elizabeth Hunter stopped by earlier to see how it's looking.
Doors are open and employees are in the building. Things were extra busy at BJ's getting ready for their introduction to Central Georgia.
Man, excited. I can't wait to bring my wife up here and watch her shop.
Charlie Bibb stopped at BJ's today to get his membership before tomorrow and take advantage of the cheap gas prices.
I've been longing for BJ's to come, so I stopped to get some gas and can't wait to shop tomorrow.
Bibb says it's going to be nice not having to drive to Macon to shop for bulk items.
If you can keep your tax dollars here in Warner Robins and don't have to travel, that's just a huge bonus for everybody. And like I said, our community's been longing for a wholesale club.
Warner Robins Mayor LaRonda Patrick also stopped by BJ's today to purchase her membership, but she says what stands out to her is the number of jobs it's bringing.
Their jobs start at $17 an hour, so that's massive. And about 200 personnel will work right here in this store.
Traffic was a big concern for people who travel Watson Boulevard, but Patrick says they will have a new red light to direct traffic around the store.
It won't be on tomorrow, but the fact that it's on next week is still a win.
The new light will be on Watson in front of BJ's. It will turn on Wednesday, September 17th. In Warner Robins, Elizabeth Hunter, 13 WMAZ News.
Now you will have to buy a membership card to shop there, which you can get online or at their store. In Houston County, Public Works fixes hundreds of water leaks each year, but they say that's not the reason the county lost $1 million last year. Elizabeth Hunter talked to Public Works to find out where the loss came from.
The water shoots out.
If you're a homeowner, water leaks are a nightmare.
We noticed a wet spot around the water meter.
Ken Cramp has dealt with this problem firsthand. He says it took the county about a week to get out to fix it.
It was probably over a week by the time they finally got out here.
Terry Deach, Houston County Utilities Director, says the state's dig law keeps them from being able to fix a leak right away.
If it's not an emergency, we cannot dig right away, so we have to go through the proper chain.
Deach says they have to wait for someone to come out and mark utilities, and that can take at least 72 hours. He says the amount of reports they get can back up their crews as well.
We've fixed about approximately 800 so far year to date, so we have 3 crews working every day. Diligently to fix leaks.
Deach says even though they get hundreds of reports a year, they never have more than a couple active work orders at a time. He says that is a huge accomplishment for the water crews.
With how many leaks we had, Houston County has maintained our water leaks at 5 or less over the past 12 months.
He says because of how fast their crews work, he knows water leaks are not a cause of the recent $1 million loss.
Independent audit firm that audits the county showed a loss for 2024 for the water operating system.
The water operating system is the electricity, equipment, and chemicals needed to keep the water up to standard. Deach says rising costs of those necessities caused their loss. In Houston County, Elizabeth Hunter, 13 WMAZ News.
Now that $1 million loss caused Houston County Public Works to raise their basic rates from $9 to $14 in July. And Warner Robins leaders say the city's surge of new liquor stores is making neighborhoods nervous, and they're ready to make a change. A new proposal would set stricter rules for where alcohol can be sold, and that includes a new minimum distance requirement between the stores. Jasmine Lee shares why city leaders believe these changes are needed to protect the city.
You can't see it from here, but straight down Davis Drive, there's another store selling liquor. It's one of the many liquor stores in this area, but city leaders say that's one thing that could change.
Jose Cuervo, yeah, right there.
In Warner Robins, liquor stores are common. Even store owners like Two Star Taylors say they're easy to find.
Under 1 mile, you're gonna find 4 liquor stores. Should be only 2 liquor stores, but right now there's 4 liquor stores under 1 mile.
City leaders say a surge in alcohol license applications prompted a closer look at how many stores are opening and where. Since March of 2023, the city has added 8 new liquor stores and 31 smoke shops. While some have already closed, city leaders believe the rapid growth still brings risks, especially in areas near schools and popular neighborhoods. Taylor singled out Watson Boulevard and Russell Parkway, where there's multiple stores on the same street.
Homeless people, they need to control that, because they be standing outside the building. We've been telling them, we've been calling the cop come, then they're gone. That's why the crime is going on.
Now a new city proposal could slow that growth. It would require a 2,000-foot minimum distance between packaged liquor stores. It would also add new rules based on the amount and type of 911 calls in the area and whether the owner or manager has ever had an alcohol license revoked. City Administrator James Drinkard says this is just the first step.
We were hearing concerns from some of our residents about the rapid growth of packaged retail alcohol sales in the community.
Drinkard also says more changes to zoning and land use rules could be coming later this year. Reporting in Warner Robins, Jasmine Lee, 13 WMAZ News.
Warner Robins City Council will discuss and vote on the proposal at its October 15th meeting at City Hall. In Georgia is phasing out a nearly century-old practice that allows employers to pay workers with disabilities less than the minimum wage. A July law change means around 250 workers will soon be paid the same as employees without a disability. Connor Hendricks talked with a worker who says the change will benefit people like him.
I love my job.
Zach Mullis is a team leader at the Halo Group in Perry. The nonprofit offers job readiness and social skills classes for people with disabilities. He says the job gives him purpose.
Just the people, just getting up, it gives me a reason to come to work, the people here.
Mullis works 3 days a week at Halo.
Yeah, don't cut my finger.
He makes $8 an hour now, but at his last job, he made 30 cents an hour.
It stinks when you go up to the counter at the gas station and try to get a drink and you ain't got enough money, so then you got to turn around and go put it back.
Mullis says it isn't fair to pay employees with disabilities less than minimum wage.
We can do more than some people think.
The U.S. Labor Department issues certificates to employers allowing them to pay these workers less than $7.25 per hour. In Georgia, 8 community rehabilitation programs use these certificates. Private employers are eligible, but none use them in Georgia anymore. A new Georgia law now in effect stops these employers from using them. Pay changes aren't happening yet to give them time to prepare, but by July of next year, companies must pay half the minimum wage, which is a little more than $3.60 an hour. By July 2027, employees must earn at least the minimum wage, $7.25 an hour.
I just think the proof is in the pudding. Having people with disabilities in the typical workforce, it's not new. It's not new. It's not unproven. It's not untested.
Supporters of subminimum wage argue that it gives people opportunities in the workforce that they may not otherwise have. Darcy Robb with the Georgia Council on Developmental Disabilities doesn't buy that.
Does that mean that people in one county are inherently less capable of finding and holding down jobs than people in another county where they don't have a provider that does this? I mean, that's ludicrous.
Mullis says disabled workers have much more in common with you than you may realize, and he's glad people will now get paid a minimum wage that's the same as everyone else.
Mullis also says that paying people with disabilities the minimum wage is a good first step. He says he'd also like to see improvements to create independent housing so people with disabilities can live on their own. And a Houston County farmer says he's been treating his cotton fields for a new invasive pest from India called a cotton jacid. Now he's worried the invasive bug could lead to lasting damage to the quality of his product and hurt his farm financially. Olivia Dunn caught up with him and several experts to talk about the pest that could impact your backyard garden too.
This is a one-day flower.
Blake Bledsoe has been farming for nearly 30 years, but this cotton season, he and his team at Minerva Plantation Farms are dealing with something unlike anything he's ever seen.
It is going to be probably an economic disaster and probably a quality issue.
Bledsoe's farm is part of the 300,000 acres of cotton crops across the state treating for the cotton jacid. The pest is small and green with black dots and feeds on cotton crops, causing them to become malformed and turning leaves yellow, red, or brown. It can also affect backyard gardens, hitting plants like okra, sunflowers, and cucumbers, and a number of other common home crops. The bug was first detected in Georgia in July. Paul Brown, a crop advisor, says the bug reproduces and spreads quickly and can bring down acres of crops much faster than other pests.
From the time that we initially find them, they can be a serious threat, in an individual field and cause it to collapse pretty quick if the grower doesn't, take preventative measures.
Now, this cotton bud here is almost ready to harvest, but it's the flowers like these that Bledsoe and other farmers are worried this bug will attack and shut down before it matures. He says he's already had to treat acres of cotton fields here at Minerva Plantation for the pest, and the cost has been detrimental.
This bug is going to cost us another $40, $50, maybe $100 an acre just to get this crop to harvest, which we're already cut so close on our budget that we don't have money left in our budget to take care of this bug.
Besides the cost, the pest will also impact you. Bledsoe says infected cotton will lead to lower quality goods like towels and t-shirts. Taylor Sills, the executive director of the Georgia Cotton Commission in Perry, says the pest will also put economic pressure on an agriculture industry that is already struggling.
Very concerning for a tax base to have agriculture in the rough shape that it's in, and this jacid issue just makes it just magnifies it.
Reporting in Perry, Olivia Dunn, 13 WMAZ News.
Now, if you see the small green bug with 2 black dots, that's not much bigger than a gnat. Let your local county extension service agent know. Some of the farmers that we talked to worried about the future of their crop. The USDA reported in May that U.S. cotton planting is projected to reach a 10-year low. The cotton acreage in the state of Georgia dropped 14% from 2022 to 2024. That's almost 40% of the entire southeast region. In this week, we put a spotlight on the Perry High School Chorus. Soon, they're headed to the Big Apple for a major performance opportunity. Naomi Washington shares why.
These vocalists are nothing short of amazing, and Perry High School Chorus Director Joy Dumas says it's come a long way.
We restarted the choir program here at Perry High in 2020. We had 20 students, 20 singers that first year. This is year 5. We have over 100 singers this year.
Senior Jasmine Harris, who is in her 4th year as a chorus member, says it's always a tight-knit, energetic group.
It's really chaotic, but we are really a family. We are very close.
Even between like the freshmen and the seniors, very close friendships.
The news about their big trip came as a shock to the students.
I sent in a video from last year as an audition to be accepted to sing at Carnegie Hall, and we were blessed enough to be accepted.
Andrew Battle, a fourth-year chorus and quartet member, will be one of the 30 students on the trip.
When they said New York, I was like, there's no way. They got to be joking, because we've never had like, we've gone on trips to other places, but we haven't had like this big of a trip. So when I found that out, and especially what we were doing, it was just, I was in absolute amazement.
He's always had a passion for singing. Now he'll get to do it on a bigger, well-known stage.
Everybody goes through things in life, and it's just, I feel like singing is just my way of expressing myself and just expressing who I am as a person.
Until the plane takes off, they'll be in class rehearsing music and gathering sponsors to help them pay for the trip.
We are the school of the week. How awesome is that? As Naomi mentioned, the choir is trying to raise enough money to pay for the trip. The chorus director says anyone interested in supporting them can send or bring in cash or a check to the school office. You can make it out to the Perry High School Chorus. And food, fun, and culture filled the air in Warner Robins as the International City Festival made its big return to Perkins Field over the weekend.
It's being able to come and share like our gift of dance, being able to be an inspiration to the community, contribute to the culture, and just be able to come together. You've got so many different backgrounds, so many different histories and energies. Being able to come and just share with you guys, be a part of y'all's community, and give back to a place that we didn't even come from, but be positive towards it.
So that was Atlanta-based dance troupe Toshiba Dance, one of the 13 different acts that provided non-stop entertainment, bringing music, dance, and cultural performances to the main stage. The celebration, hosted by the city of Warner Robins, featured dozens of vendors, food trucks, and beverage stands serving up plenty of flavor. Organizers called it a celebration of community, culture, and connection.
This festival made together all the people, and they know about any culture like Mexican, American, Boricuas, everything. They make together.
And the path to a military career is taking flight for students across Central Georgia. Georgia Congressman Austin Scott and Sanford Bishop brought service academies and prep schools to the Museum of Aviation, giving students a chance to meet the people who can help launch their future.
Great opportunity for those who are interested in going to one of our military academies to come out, talk with the different people from the academies, talk with the members of Congress that make the recommendations to the academies.
We want to get the best and the brightest and the most creative and ingenious young people to be leaders in our military. And of course, this is an opportunity for their families.
So representatives from Robins Air Force Base and several academies came and packed out the Museum of Aviation. They spent the day connecting with high school students and ROTC cadets like Mary Persons High School senior Reed Hilton. He was looking to hear more about a future in uniform.
It's a big process. It's a long process. You need to start early. Like if you're going to go to a service academy, you need to start early. You need to get ahead of that and learn what you need to know. See what academy fits your interests and what career path you want to take.
For students looking to apply to a service academy through a congressional nomination, that deadline is October the 17th. And a local organization is taking action to inspire the next generation. The Houston County NAACP hosted a special event aimed at empowering youth and uniting the community. Dozens rallied in Warner Robins Memorial Park with the Houston County NAACP. The event featured a diverse lineup of speakers like leaders from the NAACP, Houston County law enforcement like Sheriff Matt Moulton, and other community leaders and mental health specialists. The goal was to inspire future leaders and address the needs of troubled youth through mentorship and community support. Sheriff Moulton says there's been 17 homicides in Houston County so far this year, with all but 2 cases a direct result of family violence.
In my 30 years, I've never seen that frequency of violence in such a short amount of time in one neighborhood, in one community. And we've got to do something to raise awareness about family violence. That's something that's very hard to control as law enforcement, because it oftentimes happens in the privacy of our homes.
People who came out enjoyed free music, food, and also listening to all those speakers. Organizers say they hope to host events like these a few times each year. Alrighty, and before we let you go, let's get a look at what's happening through the Robbins region this week. Of course, Warner Robins is back with another food truck roundup. You can get a taste of local vendors, listen to live music, and have some good family fun. It's happening over at Perkins Field Thursday, September the 18th. It starts at 5 in the evening, and you can catch them until 9 p.m. And if you can't make it on that Thursday, then on Friday, head over to Perry for their Food Truck Friday. It's happening in downtown Perry from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. And foodies, you won't want to miss this. Warner Robins is bringing back Burger Week. You can try a plate from 20 different restaurants like Between Friends Coffee, Greg's 2.0, and Tap and Pour. I got to try several burgers on this list. They all look so good. Props is hoping to claim their title again. Burger Week kicks off Friday, September the 19th. Try all the food until the 28th. Then on Saturday, September 20th, the Georgia State Patrol is holding their fall festival. Perry, Warner Robins, and Centerville Police will all be there as well. You can come out and dunk a state trooper. Doesn't that sound like a good time? You can also eat from a food truck, play games, and try their DUI and other driving simulators. That is happening from 10 in the morning until 2 p.m. at Post 15 over on Larry Walker Parkway in Perry. Alrighty, that's a wrap on what's happening throughout the Robbins region this week. If you have a Houston County story that you want to share with us, just send us an email at news@13wmaz.com and make sure you keep coming back each week to get all the Houston County news and the stories that matter to you. Thanks for joining us.